Hey, coach. What if true financial freedom isn't found in bigger income goals, but in the small, powerful habits that build cash overflow starting for you right now? I'm Kendall, and in this episode of the Money Coach School podcast, I'm walking you through the 3 levels of feminine financial freedom, showing you exactly why most coaches and consultants stall at each level, even as their income grows. And I'm showing you the pivot that you can make today to start keeping more cash, even if you're at level 1. Because without strong financial foundations, it doesn't matter if you're making 5K a month or 50K a month. Overflow will always feel just out of reach. And of course, that's not what you want. So if you're ready to stop operating from old hustle patterns and start embracing money habits that create cash and ultimately real wealth, this episode is your wake-up call. It's all here for you in this episode of the Money Coach School podcast. Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Money Coach School podcast. To really excel at coaching women, you have to be skilled, confident, and even fearless at money coaching. If you're passionate about women holding genuine money power and love supporting women entrepreneurs, then this is the show for you. Now here's your host, money feminist Kendall Summerhawk.
Hello, my powerful, soulful, money-minded woman. Yeah, that's you. Welcome back to the Money Coach School podcast. This is the podcast for women who are done playing small with money and who are ready to make, hold, and multiply real money. So my question is, what if the very money habits that maybe helped you sign your first few clients are the same ones silently blocking you from keeping more cash, more money as you grow? Because you can be bringing in income. You can be hitting 5K a month, 10K a month, 30K months, whatever the number, and still feel like your bank account isn't growing the way you expected. And not just feel it, you see it. You see the absence of the money there. And that's not a sign that you're bad with money. It's a sign that your habits haven't evolved. Well, let's fix that. So in this episode of the Money Coach School podcast, we're going to break down the 3 levels of freedom, financial foundation in your business, and the critical pivot that most coaches and consultants often fail to make. All right, so level 1 is making money. Let's be clear, level 1 is all about getting paid. You're likely making anywhere from $0 to $100,000 a year. And your focus is clear. Get clients, tweak your offer, replace your past income fast. And honestly, you're doing it. I remember what it felt like to be at this level. Oh my gosh, even though it was like 20 some odd years ago, I remember it like it was last week. My big goal, it was to replace my job salary with my coaching income. And this is where most women coaches and consultants build their business from sheer passion and a lot of hustle. But here's what usually isn't happening. You're not consistently tracking what's coming in or going out. Savings? Yeah, maybe someday, but for right now, that's a thought that's far out of mind. Taxes? Probably being figured out late or not at all. Trust me, in the beginning, I had absolutely zero idea about taxes. I'll talk about that in a different podcast episode. Paying yourself? Well, like savings, this often isn't even a concept when you're at this stage. So paying yourself is inconsistent at best, and it's usually the last priority. You're reinvesting a lot, coaching programs, tech, a few hours of team support, but not from a place of strategy. It's more emotional, it's reactive, or it's because you think that's what you're supposed to do instead of it being intentional. And here's the thing, none of that is inherently wrong. This is your initial level after all. But if you don't evolve these habits early, they will sabotage you because level 1 is all about speed. But what happens when speed is no longer the goal and stability is? Now, this level is where most women coaches and consultants can most easily get stuck in because this level echoes the patriarchal viewpoint that women aren't good with money. What a crock of BS, right? That women need to hustle for every dollar, that women need to settle for what they have. Well, screw that. We're breaking free of that here because as a woman, you are meant for prosperity, for richness, and for overflow. I did an entire episode number 94. It's called From Hustle to Overflow, where I break down 4 powerful money shifts every coach and consultant must make to go from that scattered hustle to sustainable overflow. And this episode will help you stop waiting for more money, quote unquote, to start leading in your relationship with money so that you can build your next level of income with power and simplicity. So that's episode 94. I will link to it in the show notes, and I highly recommend listening to it next in your Money Coach School playlist. All right, so back to the 3 levels of money mastery. Level 1 was just making money. Level 2, keeping money. Keeping this pretty simple, as you can tell. So level 2 is where things start to feel real. You're making money every month, anywhere from $100K a year to $200,000. You've got an offer, you have clients, you have some traction. And now it's time to start keeping what you make. But most women hit this level with level 1 habits still running the show. And here's what that ends up looking like. You still don't have a regular money date. You're not paying yourself consistently, or you're paying yourself, but it never feels like enough. You want to save, like that's on your mind now, but it's inconsistent, or any little bit you might tuck aside gets drained the second expenses pop up. Tax time, still feels like a scramble. And you're making more, but spending more. And that's the most common thing that I see. You make it, spend it, make it, spend it. And your profit margin is blurry at best and often not something you give a lot of thought to. It basically feels like you're not in control. It feels like money is happening to you instead of you being in control of your money. So even though you're earning 6 figures, you don't feel 6 figures wealthy. And that's because this level isn't just about more income. It's about stepping into your role as a true steward of money. And stewardship isn't just a mindset. Stewardship is a series of habits, structures, and identity shifts that make your money feel safe in your hands and accumulate tangibly in your bank account. Now, level 3 is multiplying money. So level 3 is where you're scaling. You're earning anywhere from, anywhere from $200,000 to $500,000, maybe even more. Your offers are definitely working. You've likely raised your prices. You have a small team. Your offers fill. But without overflow habits, level 3 becomes a burnout zone. And here's what most coaches or consultants at this level still haven't implemented. Having a true financial team. So, for example, no bookkeeper, no tax strategy, no registered financial planner, no money coach. Savings is minimal, and there's no system set up for savings, and it just feels kind of like the luck of the draw. Investments are either inconsistent or they are avoided entirely because you just aren't seeing how to make that happen. And money decisions still come from fear, the fear of, can I afford this? Instead of clarity and a specific strategy. Profit feels accidental rather than repeatable. And pricing and delivery, they're still not aligned with sustainability. You're working too much for what you're bringing home. Now, this is the, quote, looks successful from the outside, quote, phase. But behind the scenes, it feels fragile, and it is fragile. Level 3 is where your income can finally fund your freedom if you shift your identity from earner to owner. And if you don't, you're going to make more, work more, and still feel like you're just one unexpected expense away from completely unraveling. And this actually is level 2 as well. All right, so let's talk about the pivot here, all right? So the pivot is to install money habits early. Please write that down. Install money habits early. So what's the fix? How do you actually create financial freedom as your foundation in your business? Well, first of all, you do not need to wait until you make more to embrace the habits of a woman who keeps money. And I really want you to take that in. You don't wait until you make more to embrace the habits of a woman who keeps money. This starts now. At whatever level you're at, it starts today. You can implement this now, whether you're making, your first $3,000 a month or consistently $3,000 a month or $30,000 a month. It doesn't matter. You start today. And here's an example of what this looks like. You start a weekly money date, 10 minutes. And at a minimum, you look at what came in, what went out, and what's next. Now, in Secret Energy of Money, we have a bullet list money date ritual that is designed to fund your savings, pay down debt, and it keeps you from getting caught by surprise expenses. It's a feminine freedom money date. The next thing you do is you pay yourself consistently. And a lot of women really get tripped up about this. They get their panties in a wad about this. It's not that difficult to do with the way that I teach you inside Secret Energy of Money. And what this means is money not just haphazardly shifting from your business account to personal, which can really mess up your taxes. And it messes up your ability to borrow for big things like a house, for example. So the pivot here is paying yourself is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. It doesn't matter the dollar amount. What matters is that it's consistent and it's non-negotiable. The next thing is automating savings. This is about consistent amounts, even if they're small at first. You could be at level 1 and you're saving just a very tiny, tiny amount of money. That's okay. And that money is swept into a separate account and it becomes a game changer for you, an absolute game changer. The next way that this looks is you're creating your overflow system. This is a simple system where money is intentionally allocated for taxes, for debt pay down, for expenses, and of course for profit. And this is where a lot of women butt up against that idea, well, I don't have enough coming in to do that. No, that is completely inaccurate. There's no way you can convince me that that's true. There is always a way to have these things funded on any income level, okay? And then also you're normalizing making $1 million decisions, of course, from $1 million emotions, not reactive or shrink to fit emotions. I did an episode on those as well, and I'll drop those into the show notes too. Here's the thing. Overflow is not a number. Overflow is a relationship with money that you practice every single week. And the sooner you start embracing and practicing it, the sooner your income becomes freedom, not just effort. If you're ready to stop circling the same money issues at every level and instead create feminine financial foundation, which is the habits, the mindset, the strategies that let you make, keep, and multiply more money, right? I want you to really take that in. Make more money, keep more money, multiply your money. That's what we want to do because money is freedom. Money is power. Money is choice. Then I want to invite you into the Secret Energy of Money Mastermind with me. This is money coaching with me. And what we do inside the Secret Energy of Money Mastermind is this is where we take everything that I was talking about today, the 3 levels of financial growth, and I give you the money coaching and the overflow strategies of the $1 million version of you. And you get that now, not later. You get that $1 million version of you now so that you become her. So whether you're in level 1 and just starting to bring in clients, or you're in level 2 or level 3, and still feeling like money just slips through your fingers with no savings or no strategy to keep and hold more money, this mastermind will help you create stability, strategy, and overflow that actually lasts. And you don't wait to feel ready. That's not going to happen. You don't need more income to start. That isn't necessary. You will make more money inside Secret Energy of Money. You just need to decide right now that you're done recycling old habits and you're ready for a new money era. This is the mastermind where women stop circling just enough and start building real financial power on their terms. So you can go to secretenergyofmoney.com to enroll. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with a coach or a consultant that you know. Tag me on Instagram and let me know, what level are you currently in? And what's one money habit that you want to upgrade this week? I want to remind you, you're here for more money peace, more money power, more profit that you actually get to keep. It starts now. This is your feminine financial freedom era. This is your money empowerment era. All right. So remember, money coaching changes lives, starting with yours. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you inside Secret Energy of Money. And I will definitely see you here in next week's episode. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Money Coach School podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you follow so you never miss an episode. Also, I would so love and appreciate if you would leave a 5-star review. Your review supports women just like you in discovering all of the juicy tips and insights I'm sharing here on how to coach women on money. And if you want to learn how to excel at coaching women on money, definitely go to kendallsummerhawk.com and check out the wealth of money coach trainings that we have for you. Thanks so much for being part of this money coaching movement and for tuning into the show every week.